Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Newbury Racecourse here on Saturday. It is the 20th of April, 2024. Going to look at the stakes races on the program from Newbury, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections for racecourses around the world, and I mean around the world. Let's look at the stakes action. Races 1, 2, and 3 from Newbury, the 130, the 205, and the 240. The 130, the first race, it's the Group 3 Finest Surprise Stakes. It's Group 3 event for Class 1 horses, going for a purse of $108,000, race for 4-year-olds and upwards. 10 horses are contesting 2,400 meters or a mile and a half on the turf course. Going to take the 4-horse Arrest as a top selection. 4-1-2 for me in the trifecta. 4-1-2 trifecta. Top selection of 4-horse Arrest. 4-year-old colt by Frankel here. Jedmon owns this one. Jonathan Gosden trains. Kieran Schumark gets them out. The horse's most recent outing came the Group 1 St. Ledger at Doncaster, 16th of September on very soft ground over the mile 13/16. He finished second by 2.5 lengths that day, and he just kind of stalked. He couldn't catch the winner, who just really freaked that day, but this horse, he ran his heart out, refreshing back to a mile and a half, which he's proven he can run off the bench, and over this trip, on a bit of ground that has some give in it, he's going to be in a good spot to win. He ran terrifically on yielding ground here in the midsummer, 19th of August, yielding ground, a mile 5/8 in the Group 3 Jeffrey Freer Stakes. He won by 1.5 lengths. He had a very wide trip, but it didn't really matter because he won in a trot. He quickened up nicely with he had 9 less pounds than his second place competitor, and he just won in a trot. That was a very good run there. And then the King Edward at Royal Ascot, a mile and a half, 23rd June. He finished 5th by 12 lengths that day, and he just couldn't quicken up that day. He was facing some tough horses. Quick turnaround from the Derby. I do think you saw a tired horse that day. He needed that 2-month break there. And then prior to that in the Derby, as a 4-1 lukewarm favorite from a wide poster, he finished 10th by 12 lengths. He was under the drive around the Swindley bottom, and that cost him. He just wasn't getting the trip there. But in the Chester Vase, he ran terrifically off the bench on soft ground over the mile and a half, winning by 6 that day. He could have stayed for days that day and kept going around in circles and still won a very good run. He's going to have to overcome a wide poster, but I think he can. Let's use him here. I wonder what they're going to do with him. Are they going to go with the staying trip for the next race? We'll have to wait and see, because I could see him running 2 miles at Sandown at the end of next month as a kind of a tester for the Gold Cup at Ascot, but we'll wait and see. I think the 1-horse Al Kareem for Carl Burke, he ran in the St. Simon Stakes at St. Simon Stakes at Newmarket in November, where he had a decent place that day. I thought the ground was stupidly soft, but he got around the race course well. Prior to that, the win in the Cumberland Lodge wasn't bad at all at Ascot, and the win in the listed race at Chester off the bench wasn't bad at all. He's refreshing here. He likes to get given the ground. He could win also. Play spot scenario, I would use him on the ticket. But to recap my selection for the first race, to 130 from Newbury, it's the Group 3 Dubai Duty Free Finest Surprise Stakes. Going to take the 4-horse Arrest. Give kudos to the 1-horse Al Kareem. 4-1-2 trifecta. 4-1 in the multi-race. Can't speak. I feel like I'm getting tongue-tied. Let's get to the second race, 205 from Newbury, which is the Group 3 Dubai Duty Free Stakes. It's a Group 3 event for Class 1 horses, going for a $108,000 purse. Race for 3-year-old fillies. 6 horses are going 1,400 meters or 7 furlongs in the duty free. I'm going to go with the 3-horse here, Regal Jubilee. I'm going to go 3-6-4 in the trifecta. 3-6-4 trifecta. Top selection 3-horse Regal Jubilee. 3-year-old filly by Frankel here. Jonathan Gosden trains. Kieran Schumark gets them out. The horse's most recent outing came the 4th of November at Newmarket, a mile in a fillies listed race, and the horse won by 2 lengths that day. Drawn on the stand side, this horse loved every bit of the bogey going. He quickened up nicely in the front end and kept going. A very good race, cutting back to 7. Down the course here today, not the world's toughest competitors. I think he could get the trip to win. 2 back in of Class 5 fillies novice race at Windsor, 1 mile 9th of October. Getting his sophomore outing, he was a success. He won by 7 lengths that day, and basically from a tracking trip, he flew home clear late. A very good strong run. And then in Newmarket, 23rd of September, a mile in a Class 4 fillies novice, finishing 9th by 12 lengths. He just never really got going, was a little lackadaisical, didn't get out of the gate so clearly, and probably need the race. Has definitely improved with every single race. Refreshing here today, could be forwardly paced. He could win in this wide open one, or she could win in this wide open one. I think the 6-horse Topanga for Ocean Murphy and Andrew Balding is a bit of an outsider, but could run a good race also. On debut, was drawn stupidly wide at Kempton over the 7 furlongs, where he's breaking from 14-14. She finished second by head. The wide poster caught her that day, but with a better poster, she probably would have won by open lengths, but she ran her heart out that day. Came back to run in early November, where she trotted home to victory, winning by 1/4 lengths at 40 cents to the dollar. That was a very good run. Refreshing to the 3-year-old campaign with a good poster. pasture, first time turf. I'll give her a shot at 15-1 as an upsetter. A horse definitely using your forecast exacta combinations here and in your place pot. But to recap my selection for the 205 now, the second race from Newbury, it's Group 3, Do by Duty Free Stakes. Going to take the 3-horse Regal Jubilee. Give kudos to the 6-horse Topanga. 364, Tri-Cash Trifecta. 3-6 in the multi-race. Let's get to the featured third race at 240 now from Newbury, the local 2,000 guineas prep race. It is the Group 3 Greenham Stakes. It's a Group 3 event for Class 1 horses, going for a $114,500 purse. Race for 3-year-old colts and geldings. 11 horses are going 1,400 meters or 7 furlongs in the Greenham. I'm going to go with the 7-horse Mr. Sketch. I'm going to go 7-3-11 in the Tri-Cash Trifecta. 7-3-11 Tri-Cash Trifecta. Top selection 7-horse Mr. Sketch. 3-year-old colt by Territories. Eve Houghton trains. William Buick gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came on the 22nd of September locally. 6 furlongs here in Newbury on heavy ground in the Group 2 Mill Reef Stakes. He finished second by a half a length that day, and he got out of the gate okay. He sat back early. He kept going late. He quickened up a lot. He just missed getting into the to the victor, but he ran his heart out. I think he goes up a lot with a 7 furlong trip. He has some speed up, but I think coming from behind is going to be what he's going to want to do. He gets a good stand side poster, which I like down the straightaway. I think he get the job done. Not to knock Charlie Bishop, but I think getting William Buick up today also really should suit this horse well. 2 back in Class 4 novice race at Salisbury on the 16th of August. 6 furlongs there on good ground, winning by 9.5 lengths again from the wide poster at 62 cents to the dollar. He quickened up nicely, and he won under the trot. A very good strong run there. And then back here in Newbury in July, 6 furlongs in Class 4 novice race. He finished second by a neck that day. Again, he was a little lackadaisical early on, but he was really gaining late. Good race after all said and done. He's definitely improved with every single race. Gets a good stand side post draw. He could win. I think the 3-horse here, Ballymount Boys, your second likeliest winner for James Doyle and Adrian Keatley. Most recently, in a listed race at Doncaster over the 6th in late October, he won by half a length that day. Had to be used a lot on the demanding ground, but he got the job done. They were saying their height's a little bit too high for the race before. Off the bench of 6 weeks in the Group 1 Prix-Jean Lagardière and Longchamp, he finished 8th by 13 lengths, never really getting the trip, but then had a decent place in the Acomb and a decent place at Goodwood in the Richmond Stakes. Coming here to 7 furlongs off the bench, another wide post draw, which should suit him well. It wouldn't surprise me at 7-1. The 11-horse Zoom. He's done everything right so far, but even money, I can't take him. He's facing the toughest horses of his life today. At even money, he could win, but I think the other two are just as good as him and run just as good races, especially Mr. Sketch last time out. But he can win, but it's a head scratcher how he's getting bent into the ground. But it's a good Greenham this year. So to recap my selection for the 240 third race from Newbury, it is the Group 3 Greenham Stakes. Going to take the 7-horse Mr. Sketch. Give kudos to the 3-horse Ballymount Boy and the 11-horse Zoom. 7-3-11 Tri-Cash Trifecta. Use all 3 of them in the multi-race and the place pot or in quad pot that begins with this race. So with that being said, good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck.